gonna be this is a treat. Who knew? Holy cow, Gabi Stemp. Are you in Israel, Gabi?
Yeah,
Okay, well
I'm in my
that's pretty
apartment.
amazing.
Hi.
Okay, Abigail Bless also. Oh my gosh, you have a couple people from Israel. I can't even tell. Dr. Block, how are you? Okay.
I am good, thank you. And
Oh,
you?
I'm okay. I'm back in New York, so
Oh, you are?
we're
Oh,
going
okay. I
back
was
tonight.
trying
We're
to
going
see if
back
I
tonight.
recognize that room.
Yeah, I'll give you a report on how your deck is doing. They haven't
Oh,
done much
okay.
work.
Thank you.
There are holes in the deck. They haven't done much work in the past couple of weeks, but
Oh, okay.
anyway,
I'll have to call him.
it's not going to be ready by the Memorial Day. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, hello everybody. It's wonderful seeing you all. Um, I thought for today we would do a short lesson about Yishai Rebo. Now, who is Yishai Rebo? First of all, he's going to be the performance at 3:00, and I am taking all the credit that he's coming because you can ask Mr. Rockland. It was my idea. Is that true, Mr. Rockland? He's on mute. He's muted himself, but it was like I'm taking all the credit. So he's my favorite singer. I actually was a fan of his before he became cool. So I'm like a trendsetter in that way. Also, I went to his concert in Israel for 65 shekel and then paid $80 in America. So I'm not only cheap, but I also am dedicated as a fan. We're going to learn one of his earlier songs, a more recent one, and his most recent one. And I just want to tell you, it's really amazing seeing all of my old students here. You know, we should just like hang out more. This is like really Eliana Duft, Sophie, Sarah Aridin, Olivia, Jessica. This is like amazing, and I get to see Abigail Bless, who I think she's in outer space now. It's amazing. So all the people are coming. Anyway, so we're gonna learn 3 songs of his, and I hope that you first of all go to the concert. His second biggest fan is going to introduce him. I just didn't think it was appropriate for me to introduce him, and everyone acknowledged I'm his biggest fan in the school. So his second biggest fan is going to introduce him. But who is Yishai Rebo? So he was born in 1989 to a Sephardic family, Jewish in France. He grew up in France. His parents grew up in France. They were originally from Morocco and Algeria. And then he moved to Kfar Adumim, which is like a Tzioni Dati community. So he is what's really interesting about him as a person is that did I screen share yet? I think I screen shared, right? You could see my screen. So what's interesting about him is that he's Dati. He's Dati. He's also Sephardi, and he's French. So he hits like a lot of different components in the Israeli world. He attended like traditional yeshivot, and then he also attended French schools. He was in the army, so he has like that component, and he wears a kippah and tzitzit on stage. Also, there's 2 interesting things about him, just to understand like where he is in society. He'll perform for a mixed crowd, but what he won't do is he will not perform with a woman, which is like an interesting, just to tell you a little like who he is as a person and his style. That's like that's. What'd you say? Oh, sorry, Norma. We hear you though. Anyway, so that's who he is. He started learning to sing or teaching himself guitar when he was in yeshiva in Israel, but now he's much more. Now he's like, this is his real job. He's professional. He's I think. I don't know. We looked last time at his YouTube channel, but he has a lot of followers. And what's really interesting also is that his music is played on Galgalat, which is like Z100, but it's also played on the religious station. And he's actually begun like this whole trend in Israel of these religious or even secular people with very religious messages, and it's very spiritual music. It's a lot of it's based on Tanakh or Midrashim. So we're going to learn. Jonathan Sachs had an interview with him a couple of weeks ago on Pesach. It was Yishai Rebo, Sivan Rachav Meir, who's actually coming to school in a couple of weeks to speak virtually, and Yishai Rebo. So Jonathan Sachs, Yishai Rebo, and Sivan Rachav Meir. Yishai Rebo speaks like no English. I mean, I think someone told me he was going to do our concert in English, but I knew that was not true because he speaks no English. So Jonathan Sachs would answer questions that Sivan Rachav Meir would ask him about Yishay Ribo's music. And Jonathan Sachs said, like, it used to be a Navi, a prophet was a poet. And he said they would give us messages. And he says he thinks Yishay Ribo is a modern day prophet in that sense, that he shares these messages of poetry. And a lot of them are based on Tanakh and Midrashim. They actually had a funny skit about him on what's the Israeli Saturday Night Live, Eretz Nahaderet? I don't know. One of these shows, they had a skit about him, and they made fun how he makes up all the words. And like Tehillim is enough, but he can't like hold himself back to Tehillim, and he makes up his own grammar. So I don't know enough about grammar, but I do know that he makes up his own text. So this is the first song we're going to learn. It's called Gam Ki Elech. It's on his first album. It's one of my favorite songs because I understand what it's about. So we'll play the song together. Let's see if I know how to do this. I think I do because I'm pretty good at this. Oh, I think I have to stop the screen share. Watch this. Hold on. There's an ad. There's an ad here. Hold on. I don't know. Can you hear that? Can you hear the ad or no? Just you hear it. You hear it. So this is a song. This was on his first album. I think it came out in 2013. We'll listen to like a minute of it because I get kind of bored. But here, this is the song. We'll listen to the chorus in it. So you see, it's a play on this parak of Tehillim.
Rabbi Sklarin, if you can hear me,
yes.
You need to make sure that when you're sharing your screen that it is optimized for video and music. So I can't really
you can't hear me. You can't. Hold on. Yeah. That's what I asked. You can't hear this. Oh, I
can't really hear the music. So if you
okay, 1 second.
If you pause.
All right, hold on 1 second. 1 second. I know how to do this. I teach high school kids. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Advanced sharing options. No, that's not what I want. I'm gonna screen share. Share computer sound. Screen share for video. It says share computer sound. Okay, you ready? Let's
share. Perfect.
Okay, sorry. So we'll start again from the beginning. Okay, you ready? This is the song. Okay, you ready? So now you can, if I get a thumbs up, if you can hear the music. Thank you. Take two.
לא אפחד כי לעולם איני בודד לא אאבד כי לצידי תמיד עומד אל גדול ונורא אשר במוצא פיו ברא עולמות ונשמות ואת ארצו היחידה גם כי ילך בגיא צל מוות לבדי לא ירא לא אפחד כי אתה עמדי שבטך ומשענתך המה ינחמוני ולא אהיה יותר ירא כי שומר עליי קוני.
We're gonna play the part also.
לא אכנע מכל מכשול מכל בחינה הושיענה כך אקרא בצרה לעזרה ומחילה מאל שומע תפילה אם נבקש ונתעקש תעלה תפילתנו כעולה.
All right, so we'll stop it here, but I just want to show you, like, this is where he's, I don't know, brilliance, what his message is. See, if you look here at these, like the 4 colors, this should sound familiar because it's actually from this parak of Tehillim that we say every Shabbat before Shalosh Sudot. It's also said at different times, sometimes happy times, sometimes sad times, but this is a very famous Mizmor of Tehillim, and this is his interpretation of it in a modern way. So the lines that he takes is Gam Kilech Begei Tzal Mavet, Lo ira ki ata imade shiftecha mishantecha hema yimnachamuni. It's like when we sing it, we say, it's like a little like kvetchy. He sings it, it's like really passionate about what this means. I walk through the valley of darkness. I won't be afraid because you are with me. Your staff which like beats rod, which beats off, like wards off people who come to get me, and Mishantacha, the thing that supports me, are my comfort. So this entire song is his interpretation of these lines. And if you think about it, he basically makes it like a psychological message about loneliness, which is like a theme in a couple of his songs, about being alone and feeling isolated, but believing that God is with me. So you see, he says, I'm not afraid because I'm never alone. I don't lose hope because you're always next to me, God, which is literally the interpretation of these lines. He's not saying that God is like physically gonna support him, but emotionally, I never feel alone. God, the God who created the world, that's so amazing and large, this is his take, is still able to support the individual, which to me is the very powerful message. Like a lot of times we think, like, what does it mean? How can you believe in God who created the whole world? Why should God care about me? But that's what he's saying. When I walk alone, and it's so isolating, and I feel like alone in this world. I don't feel like I'm not afraid necessarily, because I believe that God is with me as an individual. And then it skips to the end. I don't give in. There's nothing that can prevent me from continuing. I'm not going to get depressed. And I say, please, God, save me. I call out to you in my time of need. I mean, he's saying, like, when you pray to God, that is what this is. This is a prayer. It's a poem about asking God for support in these times of emotional stress. To me, it's like a special, beautiful message that he's giving. And I'll show you something really amazing. So this song was like popular when it came out. It wasn't so popular because like no one knew who he was. Like, look how many people are listening. This is his YouTube channel. It's like 300,000 hits. It's not so many. I mean, he has 200,000 subscribers. I was told by kids, that's a lot. But he only has this song at 400,000 views. That's not so much, considering his like most popular song has like 14 million or 30 million. I don't know, something ridiculous like that. But when it came out originally, there was this family that was going through a terrible time, a tragedy. This is a story about them. Their name is the Golan family. Now it's confusing because they actually live in the Golan. So like, it's like a little bit of
We live in strange times.
הבן שלי רועי, בן 5, לפני 3 חודשים גילו לו סרטן הדם.
His son has blood cancer. The Tell Story son has blood cancer. And then
והיום אנחנו מקליטים שיר על ההתמודדות שלנו כמשפחה עם כל עניין המחלה. אנחנו מקליטים את השיר גם כי אלך של ישי ריבו, ביחד עם ישי ריבו, בעצם לתרומות לעמותת עזר מציון שמאוד עזר.
ונשמות ואת ארצו יחידה, גם כי אלך בגיא צלמוות לב עליי, וגם בשביל לעזור אולי.
הושיע נא כך אקרא בצרה לעזרה.
And he has his 2 sons with him, and I'll show you.
גם כי אלך בגיא צלמוות לבדי לא יירא.
Anyway, this was the song. You know, I don't think this has so many. This was just done. You could tell Yisher was like a nice guy. Also like a heartfelt person. He did this just to support the family, that they made their own recording. But then a year after this was made, he invited this boy.
לפני שנה וחצי קיבלתי טלפון מאבא יקר שלא הכרתי אותו לפני, והוא התקשר אליי ואמר לי שהבן שלו בן 4 עובר טיפולים לא פשוטים. גילו אצלו את המחלה, וכדי לחזק ולעודד את רוחו וגם את רוחה של המשפחה, הם רצו שאני אבוא לשיר איתם שיר, נקליט שיר שלי שנקרא גם כי אלך. אז פשוט הגעתי, אמרתי שבשמחה, והגעתי לאולפן, ועם הילד המתוק הזה והאבא הקלטנו את השיר. 1.5 שנה אחרי
1.5 years later,
ברוך השם, הילד מבריא,
healthy,
הוא כבר.
got stronger.
הוא מרגיש הרבה יותר טוב, ואז אבא התקשר אליי ואמר, אולי תבוא, נעשה מסיבת הודיה אצלנו בצפון, הם גרים בגולן. אז אמרתי שאולי אני אעשה אצלי מסיבת הודיה, תבואו אתם לשוני. ושרועי המתוק יבוא לשיר איתי את גם כי ילך. אז רועי, איפה אתה? תראו איזה מתוק, רועי גולן. נתחיל? יאללה.
לא אפחד כי לעולם איני בודד, לא אקנא מכל
תמיד עומד
Get the message here.
ונבקש ונתעכב הלב
And then there's one really intense moving part. They're singing together, and then you hear the father coming from the right. So it's very moving. Took the words channel the song.
תודה רבה.
אני אבא של רועי, ואני רוצה, זה מאוד מאוד מרגש אותי.
בוא תעמוד פה.
מאוד מרגש אותי כל הסיטואציה שאנחנו נמצאים בה לקראת סוף הטיפולים, ואני רוצה להגיד ממש תודה רבה לישי ריבו, שהוא זמר ענק, וגילינו אותו לפני שנתיים באחד הנסיעות מבית חולים שניידר הביתה, ופשוט השיר הזה התנגן לי בראש כל תקופת המחלה, ואפשר להגיד שהחזיק אותנו את המשפחה. התאהבנו בך, ואתה גם חבר בלב.
He says, you know, this song was the song we sang as a family when we would travel from Schneider Hospital, which I think is in Haifa, all the way to the Golan. And he said this was the song that gave him strength. And a lot of people in Israel have actually found strength in Yishai Ribo's songs. And we'll look at one more song. This is a song called Halev Sheli. This is a really popular song. And it's a similar expression of feeling upset and depressed. So we only have like 10 minutes left, but what I want to just highlight two important lines here. One of them is this: so this line, actually, for those of you who remember, comes from davening, and we say it every day. And there's a rabbi in the Five Towns, his name is Moshe Weinberger, and he said after, he's like not in his like a hip person, but he said after he heard this song, he was never able to daven the same again. So for those of you that remember or know, this comes from the tefillah we say every day of Mizmor Latoda. Mizmor Shiur, the beginning of davening. We say Rakataya. You say Lafoch Mispadila Macholi. You know, Hafachta Mispadila Macholi. We say you turned our sadness into joy. And you know, the old tune that what people used to hear is "Afakta Mispadile Macholi." That was by Diaspora Yeshiva Boys Choir, like 20, 30, 40 years ago. But like this song is a much different take on that line. Like you're able to turn our sadness and turn it into joy. It's like a psychological take on the line that like, sometimes you're really sad and like you don't know how to get out of that sadness or that feeling of being trapped. And we pray to God that you're able to take our inner turmoil and turn it into joy and inner peace. So we'll listen to the song. He actually has two versions. One he did by himself and one he did with Omer Adam. I actually like the Omer Adam version because like with Omer Adam, but like a lot of people have redone the song. I actually think that the other versions are horrendous because like you need to have like a certain element of like emotion. I was told last time I talked too much during the song, but like you've been in my class. There's no way I'm not going to talk. All of you have been in my class and know that I talk over everything.
Getting my master's degree has really opened up a lot of doors for me professionally.
So there's no way I'm not going to sing, but I just says hi. This was from a concert in 2019. They were supposed to do this concert again in 2020 in a lot, and it got canceled. There's actually, I don't have Instagram, but like I got it for this time period, so I don't miss anything exciting that's happening on the internet. They were supposed to do another concert and play this song, and there was like an Instagram shot of like the poster where they were supposed to perform and like how they didn't perform it. But what I like about this is Omer Adam is like I would say a little more secular, but he's very passionate, and you feel the pain in their voice. So we're gonna play the song, and I'll put the words up so you can understand it. But the song is called "Alev Sheli," my heart, and it's not just about like, it's like really about emotions and like how we believe that God can help us emotionally. Okay, here we go. You ready? I'll try to like.
הלב שלי נקרע לשניים, מה שלא ראתה שפחה למים, כמו סופה מן הים עולם, כמו טפה של מרים פועם, ואין תרופה בעולם. הלב שלי מרים ידיים, כבר מועד לא עומד על הרגליים, שבר כלי שאין בו כבר מה, השמיים הם לי חומה, איך אבוא בתוך הים ביבשה. ורק אתה יכול להפוך מספדי למחול, לזכך את החול, לרכך בי הכל. ורק אתה מבין איך לגשת ללב שלי, משכך כל כאב שבי, מרפא את הלב. הלב שלי נקרע לשניים, חציו ראשם וחציו לשם שמיים, כמו סופה מן הים עולה, כמו תופעה של מרים פעם, ואין תרופה בעולם ללב. ורק אתה יכול להפוך מספדי למחול, לזכך את החול, לרכך בי הכל. רק אתה מבין איך לגשת ללב שלי, משכך כל כאב שבי, מרפא את הלב.
Okay, just to stop it 1 second, I don't want to talk over the song because I know that's like bad practice, but this is a line that you should pay attention to because the whole song is just like the same phrases repeated, except this one and one or two other expressions. So this is, I'll go back on the song 10 seconds, but you should pay attention because this is a line that changes it, because for him, this is the key expression that he feels. Meaning it's not just about I'm broken, my heart is so sad, it's a religious message also. So here.
יש אוצר שמציק לצום, ואין ציר שיצעק לצום.
רק אני מול ים שלם ולב שבור,
ורק אתה יכול להפוך מסתני למחול, לזכך את החור, להפך בלי הכל.
ורק אתה מבין איך לגשת ללב שלי, משקף כל כאב שלי.
Anyway, so just like talk about this 1 minute because I hope he plays this song. If I had to bet like $90, I would like, no, that's a terrible way to say this. If I had to bet money, I would say that he's gonna play this song, but because it's very popular and but there are two major things he's talking about. He's saying I sometimes feel broken. The pain is so deep. This line here, what the maidservant did not see at the sea, is saying like that is a line from the Midrash that talks about how like the everyone was able to see this incredible Giloi Shechina at Kriyat Yamsuf, and he's saying I can't, my heart is so broken like the sea was. It's like, and it's obvious to anyone. And he says, I pick up my hands and I can't even stand. I'm so upset. I'm so depressed. And he says, but only God can help me. So this line here, which means there's something, there's like a tsar, a pain that's attacking your flock. He's saying God, and there's no Moshe Rabbeinu who's there to help us, only me. And he's saying basically, I'm the one who can call out to God and ask for help, and we're asking God for help at this moment. I don't know what your plans are today. If you have anything to do at 3 o'clock, but I would strongly recommend you go to the concert. I think it's really amazing. He's really a special person. I think he's a very humble person, and he's got beautiful music. Someone asked in the chat, what is that instrument? I looked it up. I think it's called what is it? I think this is it. It's a canoon. Is that a thing? I don't know. You can look it up here. It has it on one of these things. I don't even know if that guy's going to be there, but he's actually from Yishai Ribo's band. The other people are, I don't think it's an oud. An oud is like a guitar. The other people were from Omer Adam's band. This one was from, he's the only one from Yishai Ribo's band. So, anyway, you can unmute yourself. This was really special seeing you guys. I hope, I really hope that you have a great Yom Haatzmaut. It's fabulous to see all you virtually. I think I've seen more alumni virtually than I have in reality, which is painful to me because I had all these trips planned. I was going to go to WashU, University of Chicago. I had all these trips planned. So I guess let's do double next year. Mr. Rockland, you got to double the budget and make sure that the baseball schedule.
What do you mean? Right now, you have an open budget. Right now, you can just have them on Zoom as much as you want.
Come to Penn. I will come to. Well, it's not the same. Is it the same? We can get a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Is it the same? I don't know. This is the same. It's not the same for me. First of all, I don't get to see people in person. I don't get to pick up swag. I don't get to get a tour of the campus. But anyway. It's nice. They don't get cookies, Mr. Rockland. There's a comment that they want cookies and not virtual either.
If you send, I can bake. I know the secret recipe to the Ramaz cookies. So if you send me your, the address, I will make sure we get them. I can't promise they'll be whole by the time they get to you, but I will send you chocolate.
And they want socks. They want more socks. So those are two things that Zoom cannot provide: socks and cookies.
Socks. I know socks. Socks. If you send it, you send me the email. I'm not going to tell you my secret, but I did take a stash home with me to be able to send out, which I have been to some people. So if anybody needs a comfortable pair of socks, send me an email.
Yeah, that's
Eliana, Eliana, I know where you live. Sarah, I know where you live. Olivia, I know where you. I'll take care of you guys.
Thank you.
All right, guys. It was wonderful seeing you. Have a wonderful Yom Haatzmaut. Make sure to check in.
I know where you live too.
Yeah, there you
Thank
go.
you.
He knows where. That's I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing that Mr. Rockland knows where everyone they live. But
Guys,
yeah.
I unfortunately, I don't know if all of you read, but I know some of you know the Waba family. Unfortunately, I shared some very sad news early this morning, so I don't know if you all got the email we sent, if you were all on, but Sharon Waba, their mother, passed away after a very, very valiant fight with cancer. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. I know it's a chag today, but important for everybody to be aware. Neshama should have an aliyah. Please,
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Rockland, for sharing. Everyone, I don't know, you have classes all day. I don't even know what you're going to do with your time, but it's special seeing you all, and I wish you a Yom Haatzmaut Sameach, and we only hear good things, and I get to see your faces in person. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, Rabbi.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
thank you.
Bye. 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 Bye.